Work session is now in order. We have a guest today. Ms. Saran didn't make it, I don't see. Okay, and Miss Patty Faircloth's back with DHR. I know you just walked in, but come on up, Miss Patty, you got anything?
Thank y'all for having me back. I was just coming back to discuss the board members for Pike County DHR. Just to provide an update, we did have a meeting on the 22nd, and we had 4 members in attendance, so we were able to have a quorum on the 22nd. So, didn't know if anybody had any additional questions.
Anybody?
I just talked to the one that I had appointed. She said that she talked to you and that she wants to stay. So I told her it's okay.
Is that Ms. Smith?
Constable Bivens.
Ms. Bivens, okay.
Anybody else?
Yeah, he'll be, you gonna shoot.
This Susan Newton even had her. I got somebody.
And you said Ms. Green wishes to stay? Sir, you said Ms. Green wishes to stay?
She wants to come off.
She wants to come off, okay.
Yes.
Okay. Anybody else? Anybody down here? You got anything else, Ms. Patty?
That's all.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. All right. We'll come on with our regular business. Come on, Russ. With the engineer report.
Good evening.
Good evening.
We only have one thing tonight requiring action, and that's the agreement for the CE&I services on the industrial access project. And but we also, under new business, we have a flyer in there for the PALS spring cleanup that we had some pretty good participation last year, so maybe we can get the word out about that and increase the participation around the county in that program as well. And then, of course, we have our monthly project update. And the other 2 items, personnel, under personnel, and CDBG, those are just placeholders. We're advertising as directed by you at your last meeting for operators. And we're also waiting for information back from Pike County Water Authority for the block grant for cost estimates. That's all.
Questions for the engineer?
Russell, have you had any success on the CDL, the one that wants to take the CDL? You had any success on them yet? How they coming along?
Well, you know, we had one who successfully, well, actually 2, a part-time and a full-time employee. And we have, I think, a couple of other ones who are attempting, or at least interested in that. So,
Anything else? Go ahead.
So when you were speaking on the PALs, somebody showed me this week that in their magazine this month, Pike County was featured with a couple of our projects, which was good to see. But
yeah.
On the bridge list, you got 15 of the wooden bridges that was replaced. You got, I guess, 10 of them prior to 2019. Are all of those in the project that we have been working on, I guess, over the last 2 years? Are all of those 2017 or 18 bridges?
Those are since we started at the road department, since we started our timber bridge replacement program that we put on your monthly project update. So I don't remember exactly the beginning date of that, but I think we had 49 when we started replacing those small timber bridges, and so that's the beginning point for that.
So probably about, I don't know, pushing about 18 months ago, we put that package together where we were showing our deficient bridges and timber bridges that we couldn't get school buses across. And then our, fell back into our road list. And that's where we came up with, I think, our $35 million worth of shortfall in road work. The reason I'm asking is it's probably time for us to reevaluate. I know we've been able to pave 3 of those roads well, 3 of the local roads, a couple of the collectors, and then it looks like we've been making some progress on some of the bridges. Now, I know it's not static. In other words, these are going off, but we've got some others that may be rolling on. So with everything that's going on in the legislature this session, it might be a good time to kind of relook at that list and get us our up-to-date bridge list where we've got issues. Because as we're lobbying and discussing these things, it helps when we can start naming, you know, specific things.
Right.
And I guess, you know, even if it's 10 over the last 2 years, that's, you know, it's a pretty good amount, especially with the budget shortfall we've had in that piece.
5 this month.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's something to be proud of. So, I mean, we can also talk about the things that, and it probably wouldn't be bad to have a memo in there about the things that we have been able to accomplish with the local budget.
Right.
Like those roads and these bridges.
And that number is going to be changing too, hopefully, in the coming 2 months, you know, over the next 2 months. This is the time of year that we like to schedule our bridge maintenance. And we're doing that, instead of maintaining them, we're replacing them with pipes, you know, kind of doing it all at the same time there. So hopefully, if we're able to continue moving forward with that, that number will be changing weekly.
Yeah.
So
And you may have to just pick a number, say, hey, these will be through in the next 6 days. I don't know, however you need to do that, so it's not something that you got to constantly update. Because both our local paving, I know we just talked offline about the chip seal and striping and shoulder work, and obviously you said chip seal is seasonal. When do we expect them to be able to get back to that?
probably late March or early April.
And is that striping on the federal aid projects, is that something that's got to wait too? That should be something they can finish up, the grassing and the striping? Or is that
I think the striping is pretty much completed on those, but the grassing, you know, they'll have to wait till the spring to come back in and plant the permanent species there, is what the holdup is on that. So it probably about the same timeline, March, early April.
Gotcha.
One more question. This is, I forgot to mention this to you, Chad. It's in your district, right there at Williams Chapel Church. On the left-hand side there, Russell, it was about a foot, now it's about 6 feet deep. Somebody done dropped hay in it, tried to slow the water down. I don't know who did it in that area on the left-hand side.
Left-hand side going south?
Yeah, going south.
Okay.
Eventually, it's going to go undermine the road down there somewhere.
At Williams Chapel?
Yeah, right at Williams Chapel. Right where you got the tractor park there.
Okay.
Where you got the tractor park there.
Okay.
Anybody else? Go ahead.
Chad, this is in your district. I thought it was Jimmy Brown's district, but County Road, I believe it was 6617 is on the where the sewer used to be.
6618.
Yeah, got a big dip in it, and it's a logging company up there cutting now. I'm afraid it's going to have a problem with it.
It's around Clemens Craters.
On the pay road? Is it on the pay road?
They called me, and I thought it was Commissioner Barron. But he says to me, Russell, I told you
Sir?
that road by the bridge where steel was cut up. You'll make it up?
On 6618?
What, yeah.
Let me check on that. I didn't go personally, but let me find out if it's been looked at.
You send us an email, just give us an update on
Okay.
Okay. Anything else?
Time frame on finishing the other 40% of the striping, center line striping, we got any idea? I mean, I know we're dodging rains and things, but what did they communicate any time frame?
Yeah, if they can get anything done later this week with the weather, I think they could finish this week.
just like ask this. And I know we got to let what money you're getting build back up, but, you know, with the, you know, it took several months from us, you know, voting on this to get getting started, and what we were gonna do in 18 really, I mean, I don't even know if it got started till 19. When you, Mackenzie, Jordan, when y'all have communicated that that money's built back up, let's not wait till December of 19 to start on the night, you know what I mean? As soon as we see that, since we lost 6 months, let's try to, because that was the third, that was 3 years, we were gonna get the county striped. So, you know, when that gets built back up, let's try to maybe work on that a little sooner in the year so we can get 19s done in 19, hopefully. Because it's made a big difference. A lot of people say they talk about the differences.
But we did have the project laid out over 3 years to stripe them all, correct?
Well, that's kind of a goal, or kind of a wish.
Assuming we could keep that,
Revenue.
that revenue.
But there's a few unknowns in there. You know, that same money's being used for a couple other things. You know, we're trying to replace timber bridges and do the striping, but yes, that's what I'd like to see, but I don't think there was you didn't pass a resolution or vote on it or anything like that. What to do. I was just gonna kind of wait when we're doing the budget for next fiscal year, just kind of wait until that time to see where we are, and then, you know, sharpen the pencil up and see what we can do next year. Just kind of take it, you know, as it comes and see how things are going. Okay, anything else for our engineer? Thank you, Ross. Yes, sir. EMA, Mr. Hurd.
Two things under current business and one thing under new business. The item under new business is an Alabama Department of Public Health grant we received. Our regional division received a grant through the State Department of Public Health, and our portion of the $900, there is no match for it. It's a reimbursement type grant, and we've got some specific things they want to buy with this. If not, I don't think the document can be signed, but I will be on that for approval. Second thing, under first thing, current business, we still have not heard back from Coffee County. I had emailed them again, and so if I heard from them soon, I guess we'll take that off the agenda and roll over. We can bring it back up. And last thing, under current business tonight, I'll be asking, I'm just going to get into the regular meeting, if you will, to approve us moving forward with the Mixville shelter. We met today with Eddie Culpepper, our consultant, and reviewed the plans. We did tweak a few little things, they're just minor things. They don't change the overall scope of the project or anything, structure of the project. I have a couple copies of the site plan and the drawings, shop drawings, and all four. So we're asking for us to move forward with that. It will begin to be advertised next week. If approved tonight, it will be advertised for 3 weeks. We did the third week of February, the last week of February, and what we did just come out to it and fill the bids and fill we're getting someone to start construction. Hopefully, based on that timeline, he's telling us late May, early June, it's probably for the complete.
Only got 100 days.
Until we're ready there. It's good, you move it on, good. Do the long work.
It has. It certainly has. Anything else? Any questions from the church?
Because our siren is actually working. Because Wednesday night was come on, he then 30 minutes after, just gone through the siren came on 30 minutes after.
Well, I think we gotta make a, see, we're gonna invest back in the siren, and get forward with the way to work, and probably to make that. Which I think that's the direction to go.
Okay, all right. Because I was just wondering, because it was.
We have some that are working, some
The one worked at the school, at the school. It came on just at the storm, but the other one died was 30 minutes late after, you know. And it was 1/18 of a mile from my house. It tore up my farmhouse and all that stuff was in there. Yeah.
Go ahead, Ted.
Yeah, one of the, and Mackenzie can pull this, but if my memory serves me, our resolution on the sirens where we were going to keep the ones up at the schools, but those would be the only ones that we kept up. And I also had some feedback from Wednesday night in that the rave alert, the people that I saw the feedback from said the rave alert came to their phone before WSFA cut in, before the sirens that did go off went off, and before most of the other weather apps came on. So that was extremely good to hear, is that the thing that we invested to let the people know what was going on was the first to alarm. So I don't know, you know, Jacob, we might appreciate a plug on this, but whatever we need to do we were looking at analytics on how many people had signed up and kind of where we were trying to set some benchmarks on getting people. Chris, you may remember some of that. We may need to look back at that and see where we are, and if we're dropping off, you know, how do we, I don't know if there's a way you can tell or you guys can see who's signing up and who's not.
Surge of sign up. That's usually what happens is we get some weather coming through and you see a huge surge in what it normally is. On average, the smart download profiles and you look at their sign up, right? We see 10 to 20 profiles a month, maybe. I think this one, if I'm not mistaken, it was in the 50 to 60 range.
That's good. Yeah.
We got a good sign up.
And this may.
You know, the churches and volunteer fire departments and other groups like that, we can get more people to sign up. But I mean, you know, a lot of the surrounding counties here have gone away from, you know, sirens too, just with the simple fact of cost to maintain. You know, we could serve up at school, probably.
This is anecdotal, but I signed up for email, text, and phone call just so I could see, because I know one of our main concerns was that how slow it was going to hit the phone switch and get out. But I get my phone call before I get my text and email.
Me too.
So it seems that that fear we had, and again, this is anecdotal, this is my experience, not, you know, no kind of analytics, but the phone calls are hitting first.
Yeah.
So I know the ones that we had that said, hey, all we have is a phone and we're worried about it. It seems to me that that is working better or faster than the other things, which I'm not sure that that's good or bad or intermediate, but at least one of the problems we were worried about, we're not having at this moment. So,
you know, maybe we need to have a conversation just with all of us, but I know that some of these functions the chamber puts on, you know, I'll say something to Dana and see if maybe we can get to where when the chamber, I mean, I know they're having a big thing, a grill fest thing in March for the community. You know, we need to try to set something up where we've got some kind of a sign-up push, get some things like that. That wouldn't be a
Well,
big.
they gotta have, if they've got a landline, and Chris, you correct me wrong, if they got a landline on cell, they have to get on the sign, so they got confirmed. They receive that, so, you know, we can several different ways in that. Anytime we can, you know, the event and do that.
yeah, and we may have to have a drive where we help people that are having trouble getting their landline, because typically those are going to be the people that don't have the internet access and maybe not have the expertise. We may have to do something to help them.
What we did in the few that we had is you can actually schedule that call for a certain time, so you know I'll be home at 5 o'clock in the afternoon.
You need to sit down. Go ahead. Yeah, come on.
That's at home. That's one guy.
You got one, I think.
Oh, very good. Anything else for EMA? Chris, do you have anything to add on volunteer fire?
Not too much. I've been emailing them, had a couple of phone conversations with them here and there, but not much has changed since that email. They're still reviewing the candidate, and they're going to come get back to where they want.
Okay, so we're good on everything?
We're not going to ask y'all to vote on it tonight.
Okay.
There is some conversations going on now.
All right. Thank you. Attorney's report.
As you can see, we'll need an executive session for the exemption of pending and threat litigation.
Okay. Does any commissioner have anything to report on? Okay. Administrative report.
Okay, first we have the, just want to remind y'all again, next week we'll have the district, ACCA district meeting. It's going to be in Elba at National Security Conference at 6 o'clock next Thursday night. Just want to remind y'all, we've signed all y'all up. And most likely we've got y'all signed up also that we'll all plan on going down there. But we'll remind y'all again next week. Just remind y'all that it is next week. I also have on here the DHR board appointments. I'll try to get an email out to all of you. I sent one earlier about who all is on the list, and then now Commissioner Wright saying that Ms. Green has decided that she wants to come off, so that we can maybe make some contacts with people. Y'all can see if you can find somebody that wants to serve in that open spot, and then we'll need to go ahead and get, there's 4 of them that'll need to be appointed, that their terms run out on the 31st of this month. 3 of those 4, I believe, will continue to serve. Was there anybody on it that you needed to talk to, Commissioner Wright, left on this before?
Mr. Davis, he's supposed to get that report done.
Okay, so once we know more about that, we can know where we need to do and the reappointments that will need to be made for that board. And I'll go all informed of that so that maybe we can do something at the next meeting on that. Under current business, we have the only thing, let's see, that will fall under my report would be, still don't have any new information on the Pike County Emergency Management and Communications District at this time. Don't have anything for the Pike County Jail at this time. The volunteer firefighters agreement, as Mr. Dozier said, that we are trying to have some conversations now. Maybe we can try to set up some group meetings, maybe with the volunteers in your districts or something like that. If y'all would like to, we can go out and talk to them about what all is involved in the agreement. I know there's been some questions on the financial forms that they would need to fill out. I mean, I can go to, if we can talk to them about that, what all needs to be done on that. The commission office, I'm still waiting. I will send out a message to the people I've contacted about getting them some information on some quotes on doing the big financial statement at the end of the year. I've not heard anything back. I'm hoping I can hear something, hopefully by the next meeting, to have something for y'all on that. So right now I don't have any new information on that. Lastly will be the CSX invoices. I have spoken to an employee of CSX, Mr. Omar, and we did discover that they are billing us for 100% of what the cost was for them to do the work. I told him that we would get back with him on that. I've reached out to Russell again about how much they worked on each of those crossings, and Alan on what we'll need to do on that. So we're kind of working on that, seeing where the right-of-way falls and that sort of thing for those crossings. Our understanding that the agreement calls for the tracks and 2 foot outside of the tracks. Am I correct?
That the railroad's responsible for.
Right. So I don't know how.
And as I understood it, as you mentioned, it was agreed upon, it was established, the bills were all the work per crossing if you break it down to the bill.
Yes, the bills were per crossing.
But there's yet to be determined if we follow that agreement, that bill is then prorated down to however many, what Russell's going to look at. And that's not conceding that we don't agree we owe a dime, because there are some other issues that we'll discuss later, as to what may have caused the extensive amount of the work that would not have been Pike County's fault. But I'm just saying, we don't know, what we don't know is what of the 100% CSX is saying they'll take, and y'all take this. That you didn't get that far.
No.
Okay.
There is the one that was for Gibb Street crossing, but that agreement we've been signed for was a crossing that the county did have at Gibb Street. We no longer have it. TC2 built it's a newer road, it's not that new, but the new road there, they built their own crossing.
Troy Cable Security makes it easy to stay aware and stay in control of your home wherever you are. User-friendly interface allows easy navigation for lights, locks thermostat, video, and garage doors. Never worry about leaving your garage door open or the front door unlocked. Your mobile app can send alerts to your phone for alarm and no alarm events. Know when your children arrive home from school with video response. Make sure your home is powered by Troy Cable Security for ultimate access, awareness, and protection.
Are you ready?
Man, that is going to be a slobber knocker of a game right there.
Out of all my time, I don't remember if somebody scored 4.
Yeah, if I use the word jetpoke, it's actually a word people don't realize.
Right. Good try. No soup for you.
So go get you some wax beans and
some wax soup for the deli, I know.
Yeah, go get you some wax beans and have a good day, man. First downs for Central Clay. 1, 2, 3, 4 quarters. Roll call.
Hey y'all.